Hello, I'm the Deer Runner, and in this analysis video, I'll be continuing my research on Deku's original Quirk with part 3 that will cover episodes 6 to 8, with a little bit of episode 9, and a much later on episode 61, that is highly connected to what is discussed. In the previous videos, I established Deku's original Quirk is a powerful living information gathering Quirk that doesn't tell Deku what it knows, then uses physical and mental manipulation of Deku to move him around as a pawn to complete what it perceives is Deku's desires. But the Quirk is shown to be mentally deficient with abnormal interpretations of Deku's desires, making it extremely dangerous and has a severe social phobia that will make it choose to allow any severe consequence to remain hidden, though very insistent on getting involved as much as possible. With normal expected weaknesses, which are if things are being scanned are just too complex or overwhelming, it can't be scanned, despite being around it for so long, such as the minds of others and One for All's overwhelming power. But for this video, we are going to be able to establish why it doesn't have all that by identifying how this living Quirk is alive. This will contain spoilers for the My Hero Academia series. This is your final spoiler warning. The first battle training had extreme levels of coincidences. We can see that the ones chosen were the only ones Deku had a relationship up to that point. His childhood friend Bakugo, Uraraka, and Ida, while the others he knew basically nothing about. Which with random drawings allowing Deku to directly interact with the drawing boxes could have allowed the manipulation to occur. Which also them being chosen within the first drawing meant the minimal amount of random factors were applied after Deku's Quirk had the opportunity to manipulate them. Which since Deku had just left his middle school, he likely would want to have friends. So a desire his Quirk activated for get him close to the ones that stand out to him, which if Alchema had the relationship grow with everyone. Ida gets beaten by Deku so has more respect on top of the respect he got before for him. Uraraka got to work with him more, getting a lot closer doing it. In the end, Bakugo was leaked information by Deku that would lead to him after a long time goes by figuring out Deku has One for All, fixing the problems between them by having them understand each other. Which Deku stated he didn't mean to say as much as he did, which was mental manipulation, and Deku started regretting what he said, so his Quirk released the mental control once it was clear what needed to be said was said for the plan.
I have to tell you something. Maybe then you'll understand what's been going on. I wasn't hiding my Quirk from you. It was given to me by someone else recently. But I can't tell you who I got it from, so don't ask. You'll see. I'll work until I have full control of this borrowed Quirk, and I'll finally beat you with my own power. Oh crap, what am I saying? I only meant to tell him that I wasn't tricking him.
He didn't take you seriously, so I don't think he'll say anything. You need to think carefully about the responsibility that comes with this power. If word got out that One for All could be passed on, villains across the globe would come for you, trying to take it. You must keep this secret to ensure your own well-being, true, but also for the safety of the world.
This also shows that despite the risk was unimaginably high, with a potentially end-of-the-world consequence with the award is almost nothing compared to what could be lost. It shows this Quirk doesn't care at all about harming others, with how it also before endangered massive levels of civilians for a potentially extremely harmful to the world plan, when he basically stole One for All. Episode 61 was the end of a long-term plan made in the first UA high school combat training. With the evidence Bakugo was able to gather, he was convinced of Deku's statement that he was given a Quirk, and was able to piece together that it was One for All. In that state, clearly Deku was conflicted, stopping and starting attacks, while his Quirk would have been devoted to his strategy if it active, and clearly made no move to use the environment, just accept a one-on-one fight, which it would have difficulty doing anything against such a skilled opponent, but that doesn't explain the other symptoms. It was shut off completely. Despite it had time to activate, to me it looks like Deku's original Quirk was not active, and that would make sense. Deku's Quirk wanted Deku and Bakugo to be friends. After setting things into motion by simply making sure the deception of the secrets of One for All that is pulling their friendship apart would be destroyed, it then clearly let Deku and Bakugo be free in their strained relationship, letting it naturally heal. If Deku was controlled by his original Quirk when building a friendship with Bakugo, then Bakugo would not be befriending Deku. As Deku's original Quirk always wants a best victory, it clearly would go for this, so it took the most hands-off approach, just to tell Bakugo the truth, removing the barriers so that they can on their own truly understand each other, therefore can become friends. The most thing it did was, since it always enhances Deku's fighting skill, it allowed Deku to be able to fight extremely well using his legs, which he had switched to after his arms were too damaged. Which, removing that aspect that had always been there, would basically make it Bakugo is not fighting how Deku truly fights. So he is fighting Deku. Truly, it likely enhanced that, but everything else it avoided, including strategizing to use the environment it wanted, all the plans and decisions to come from Deku. Deku was beaten by Bakugo in that state, but who wins the fight was never really important. The massive breakdown of the secrets between them being made so big, forcing Deku and All Might to not be able to hide their secrets. And can't deny Bakugo figured far too much out was the only thing that mattered, regardless if that leads to a fight at some point during breaking down the secrets. With everything that happened, All Might knew the only logical choice was just to admit everything and bring Bakugo into the operation, which he joined them, completing Deku's Quirk objective, which they finally had the relationship heal. Now to get back to the first hero class. First, I will explain what the event rules are. This battle training will take place in a very large, multi-story building. There will be 2 teams with 2 people each. One will be the villain team guarding a large fake nuclear bomb placed on a random floor. The other is the hero team. Both teams has, besides their individual custom uniform equipment, a map, communication device to talk to the partner, and capture tape. For the hero team to win, they either have to touch the dummy nuclear bomb or wrap capture tape on both of the other enemy opponents before the 15-minute time limit. Though technically Deku's Quirk could attempt to set up a perfect ambush to use a capture tape to win quickly, it'd be a horrible strategy. Those 2 opponents are shown to be extremely skilled, observant, with incredible speed and agility. Attempting to fight them directly in any way would activate the one-on-one battle weakness seen with Stain, which is when the opponent is too incredibly strong, certain strategies won't work, and may not be able to manipulate to get a meaningful advantage. And in this case, most likely, even under the best circumstance, instead of beating any of them, Deku would miss, then be unable to run from an opponent he can't beat, losing, which Deku's Quirk saw and planned accordingly, avoiding that strategy entirely, which it instead went for touching the fake bomb to win. The villain team also can use capture tape against the heroes, but since Bakugo wanted to just beat up Deku from the very start, obviously so wouldn't use it, and Ito would be cautious about Uraraka's powerful close-range ability, so instead chose to use his speed to keep the fake bomb away. Especially since Bakugo didn't communicate the other opponent's location out of anger, so to avoid the chance a hidden opponent could slip in a victory while he's distracted handling the other opponent, he chose a strong defensive strategy, keeping the fake bomb secure, so capture tape wasn't a significant factor. Now of course during this situation it seemed like Uraraka and Deku were just making a plan as a go strategy and got lucky. But there wasn't a single thing that happened that didn't push them closer to victory, as well as hiding Deku's Quirk. It let them walk into Bakugo's ambush soon after entering, which of course Bakugo focused on Deku, letting Uraraka find the objective quickly by showing it is clear for her to run through the building searching for the objective. We can easily see after the scuffle that took a bit more than a minute, the time was set around a little more than 13 minutes left out of 15. That means despite the large size of the building and them moving slowly, creeping into the building through a window, they literally had to head directly to Bakugo's ambush in likely much less than 30 seconds, maximizing time for Uraraka to have them all clear to run through the building searching. We can see it took Uraraka about 7 minutes to find the bomb after the ambush with Bakugo, which already 2 minutes went by to find the objective. So every second they were sneaking was destroying their chances of winning. So why we saw they went to Bakugo's ambush so early to allow Uraraka to find the objective in time by running instead of sneaking without having Deku's original quirk, revealing itself to them, which they won with about less than a minute to spare. So wasted time to trick them into thinking they on their own failed at sneaking, then after that, deception had them in a great position to quickly move to victory. Once Uraraka was clear and Deku was able to predict Bakugo's moves as he lets off predictable starting attacks, Deku managed to escape and invaded till he could win with his team attack to capture the objective when Uraraka got in position. When Bakugo found Deku, he was in the exact hallway Deku needed to be in to win. No other position would have worked, which with how many hallways were shown, it was nearly an impossibility. Deku being at the right place when Uraraka called would prevent Deku from evading Bakugo, which he needed to. So Deku must have been kept evading till Uraraka was close, then had Deku head to where he needed to go and wait for the call, probably over a period of time with Deku waiting now.
Deku?
I'm here. How's it going? Where are you?
Near the middle of the 5th floor.
Right above me.
We can see Deku change his mind to fight instead of run, just as Bakugo found him.
We probably don't have much time left now. We have to finish this fast or they win. I won't give up yet. I can capture Kacchan. I won't lose.
So if any earlier may have just ran, so it was mentally manipulating him to switch to attack mode so he wouldn't decide to run away from the exact position he needed to be. It could control Bakugo's path of searching, and likely Bakugo closed in suddenly, so it decided to have Deku hold position, and if Deku got the urge to fight earlier, he would have ran from the area. But instead, timed it to have him decide to search for Bakugo as soon as Bakugo found him. So Deku will hold position and accept getting attacked, as Deku's original Quirk figured Bakugo would beat him around till time runs out, instead of eliminating him, giving Deku the opportunity to win, causing a lot of damage to Deku while still allowing him to win. Which the damage didn't matter at that point, but before it would have as he evaded, which technically his Quirk should have allowed him to evade the whole time, but this time didn't care when it didn't matter. So it looks like we have a case when injury does not affect an objective, success, it is allowed, which will be seen over and over again.
I want to hurt you so bad they'll have to stop the fight! Just close! Oh, he'll be fine as long as he dodges!
Despite his fierce posture, he's not actually trying to kill Midoriya.
So his Quirk decided since it didn't matter for its plan, it allowed severe unnecessary injury to Deku. Clearly, this Quirk doesn't care about injuries to anyone, as long as the plan succeeds with how it endangers civilians and Deku. We can see with about a minute that went by after Deku's team won, time ran out. So if they had slowed down on any of the steps that moved them extremely fast to the final plan, they would have failed, and every plan made before the decided final one completed each step of the final plan to almost the fastest way possible. So it always was a plan by Deku's original Quirk. We can still learn a lot about this Quirk by using everything gathered so far. Since later on it is revealed the doctor Deku went to for testing to see if he has a Quirk was in fact part of a larger Quirk stealing operation, which would of course stolen his Quirk if it was detected, and we know this Quirk tries to hide itself extremely successfully. Though it is alive, it is most likely indistinguishable from Deku's normal body, so resides as part of Deku. Since that is the most likely case, we can also note that it would need to use what physically is inside Deku to do everything it does. The brain is the only part of him that can calculate massively, and it can support a consciousness inside of it, which mentally abnormal people have demonstrated incredible ability to process math like its Quirk does. We also can see direct mental and physical manipulation could all be through Deku's brain, as well as his perception and origin of muscle signals all come from his brain. All of Deku's desires are of course stored in his brain, which Deku's Quirk can't scan the minds of others, so had to have been directly connected to Deku's brain in some way to receive that data. So it looks to be a living Quirk inside his own brain, doing everything from inside of it. But since Deku's brain does not appear physically to be abnormal by the tests he received, then Deku and his living Quirk being in the same brain would be the multiple personality disorder, which is two consciousness residing on the two separate combinations of brain parts, which the brains can still appear normal. We can see Deku has a healthy social ability while his Quirk has a severe social phobia. Deku interprets things reasonably while his Quirk interprets things improperly. And Deku cares about not harming innocents while his Quirk looks to be willing to blast through whatever is in his way. Which all could be explained by both of them only have access to a certain part of the brain while the other has the opposite, creating two separate responses to the same thing. We can also observe unusual attributes of Deku like crying a lot, and when getting deep in thought constantly talks being oblivious to ones around him, creeping them out, which can be due to not having full access to a certain part of his own brain. There is a lot more evidence for multiple personality disorder, but those will be shown in later videos. That seems to be all the information stored here, so I'll end my video here. In the next part, despite Deku's Quirk clearly up to this point just manipulated to make Deku look like a hero, Deku is going to face a situation his Quirk can't do that. It will be a true battle with lives constantly on the line and a battlefield moving without his Quirk able to truly control it, unlike before. Not only will we finally see Deku for the first time be a hero in the timeline, but it will push this Quirk so hard that critical new information will get revealed and likely will be one of the greatest barriers to the story having a good ending. This has been a Deer Runner, the Runner of Deer. Thanks for watching.